How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its Critics' Choice sale. A lot of great deals available under the price of $5, and that's exactly what we will be looking at in this video, and got about 15 or so games to go over, so let's just get right into it. I also did add a couple of deals from the Hot Deals sale, so we'll talk about those at the end. The Hot Deals sale is filled with a lot of smaller indie titles, but again, we'll get to that at the end of this video. Right off the bat, we have Resident Evil 5, 75% off for $4.99. I know that at some point this game is going to be remade from the ground up, much like RE4, much like RE2, and all of those titles. However, I still think it's worthwhile to play the originals. Like, I think Resident Evil 4, the original, is still a decent pickup to play the original version. The remake will undoubtedly be better and a better gateway into an experience like RE5, but RE5 still holds up decently well enough. I mean, it came out back in, I want to say 2009, March of 2009, if memory is holding up decently. Obviously, there were some issues with this game, particularly the AI wasn't that great, but I still thought from a gameplay standpoint, yes, it went more action-y, but overall, I still thought it was a very enjoyable game. For $4.99, I think it's a solid shout, and I would definitely give it a recommendation at this price point. Next up, we got Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition. $4.99 on this. Shadow of Mordor is an awesome open-world action title, and this is the kind of open-world game that's more so up my alley in the sense that it's got a lot of content, there's exploration to be had, but it's not this grandiose 80 million hour long action RPG or something like that. $4.99 for this kind of experience, totally worth it, and it's wild to think about that Shadow of Mordor is 10 years old, 10 plus years old. It came out in 2014, and it was one of the first games that really... I'm not going to say it showcased the next generation consoles, because at the end of the day, it was a cross-gen title, but it was one of the premier games, I think, on the PS4 for a while. This and, like, Dragon Age Inquisition, I remember, came out, like, a month apart, and, man, those were two big games that both were cross-gen, but marquee titles on the PS4. Little Nightmares, 75% off for $4.99. Incredibly atmospheric horror game. The tone of this game is incredible. It's more of a psychological horror game. It's got some platforming to it, some puzzles and things of that nature, but I think the atmosphere and the tension of this game, which I think those two things, atmosphere and tension, are the most important things in a horror game. I thought Little Nightmares knocked it out of the park. Little Nightmares 2, I think, is a better game, and Little Nightmares 3 is in development. Hopefully comes out this year. I believe it is scheduled to, but yeah, $4.99 on that. Quite a good deal there. All the classic TimeSplitter games are on sale for $2.49. I mean, I wasn't a big TimeSplitters fan growing up, but I think for $2.49, these games are iconic to a lot of people and are absolute classics. So, you know, $2.49 PS2 on PS4 classics, obviously playable on PS5 as well, trophies and all that good stuff. Again, for this price point, I think they're quite good. Dishonored Definitive Edition, 75% off for $4.99. Y'all already know how I feel about Dishonored. I think it is a remarkable and incredible action stealth experience. It is so well designed from offering you a variety of different ways to play the game. And you know what? I just recently did a playthrough of Deus Ex Human Revolution, probably 6 months ago, and it gave me that same feeling of, man, even though games like this are a decade plus old, from a design standpoint, they are so creative and so well designed that they felt so rewarding to play through, and I think that's the most imperative thing about Dishonored, that it offers you a variety of ways to play, but it's also an incredibly rewarding game to play how you decide to play it and then execute like a game plan. It's such a good game. I hope they do Dishonored 3 at some point. I get it, the Marvel bag is spicy. I'm sure Marvel Blade is going to turn out really well, but for me, Dishonored is Arcane's, like, chef's kiss, absolutely tremendous. And Dishonored 2 was tremendous as well. Hopefully, they do a third game, like I said. But $4.99 with the DLC, great pickup there. Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise, 75% off for $4.99. The Forgotten RGG title, and it's really well done. As far as an RGG game goes, it fundamentally and mechanically is an RGG game through and through. I'm not a big Fist of the North Star guy. You know, Omae wa Moshindaru, obviously I've seen the memes and all that stuff, but it's not like a Fist of the North Star a little bit before my time, unfortunately. But I still had a good time with this, and I think if you're a fan, you'll have a really good time with it. For $4.99, a great pickup, and one of those like low-key PlayStation exclusives that has just been a PlayStation exclusive, never been ported to another platform, I don't believe. Maybe it's on 360, excuse me, maybe it's on Xbox One. 360 would be wild, but maybe it's on Xbox One. I don't think it is, though. So yeah, $4.99, good price on that. Shenmue I and II, 85% off for $4.49. Shenmue is one of the most iconic video game franchises of its era. The thing is, these games were super technically impressive when they came out, and this is always going to be true about games that try to push the envelope technically. They end up holding up even worse because they put so much emphasis on being technically impressive that mechanically and fundamentally they may be lacking, and that's what you see out of Shenmue I and II. The pacing, the mechanics, those elements of this game, it's just a little bit of a problem to say the least. It's still very much worthwhile to go through, and again, as one of the most iconic franchises of this era of gaming, I think you should go back and play it, but it might not be able to hold everyone's interest, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those games that a ton of people want to check out, and then they end up dropping it after a little while. But for $4.49, I think that's a risk worth taking. You got the Contra Anniversary Collection, another iconic franchise here. You've got quite a lot of stuff here. Contra Arcade, Super Contra, Super C, Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Operation C, Contra Hardcore, and then Super Probector, Alien Rebels, and then Probotector as well. All of that for $3.99. A throwback here for sure from Konami, but yeah, good price point on that. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is 70% off for $4.49. This is the setup game to Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. If you're gonna play Rising, make sure you have it in your mind that you want to check out 100 Heroes at some point, because this is very much like a prologue style experience. I liked 100 Heroes quite a lot. I hope they do like a sequel or another title in the Eiyuden, you know, line of games or whatever you want to call it. That game had some issues, but definitely a solid foundation was set. Rising, more of a platforming action RPG. I thought it was well done, not super lengthy. You can beat it in like 15 hours, but a worthwhile game if you want to get the full context of the Eiyuden Chronicle world. Strider, 80% off for $2.99. Awesome action platformer. I wasn't a big Strider guy back in the day, but I got this the day it came out because I believe it was a PlayStation Plus title in February of 2014, I want to say is when it was a Plus title release, but yeah, I ended up having a pretty good time with it. It's incredibly stylish, could be a little challenging, but you know, that throwback action platforming style of experience that was modernized for that era, and you know, 2014 platformers aren't going to be like dated like that, action platformers, but yeah, $2.99 for that, quite a good deal there. You got Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 2 off the record, $4.99 a pop on those. I mean, zombie slaying madness with Dead Rising 2 and off the record. You know, gameplay is going to be a little bit dated and some design choices are going to be dated, but overall they're fun games, and I think for $5 a pop, those aren't a bad pickup. You've got the Disney Afternoon Collection, starring a cast of beloved Disney characters. The Disney Afternoon Collection takes you back to the golden era of gaming and afternoons filled with adventures. Hunt for treasure around the globe as Scrooge McDuck, fight crime as the hero Darkwing Duck, and take to the skies as ace pilot Baloo the Bear, and enjoy co-op as Chip and Dale to take down a fat cat. All 6 classic games feature new and improved visuals and include filtering options that replicate a retro look and feel. $4.99 if you're looking for a bit of a throwback there with the Disney Afternoon Collection. Speaking of throwback, Ys Origin will certainly be a throwback. It is on sale for $4.99. Following a devastating demonic invasion, the twin goddesses use their magic to bring the inhabitants of legendary Ys safely into the sky. You've got 3 playable characters, several exciting environments, 3 game modes with story, time attack, and arena mode, numerous artifacts and powerful relics to use, and breathtaking art direction as well. Just keep in mind, these games are very much a throwback, so if you're looking to get into Ys, Lacrimosa of Dana is there, Ys 9 is there, even Ys 10, Nordics is there, although it's still at a hefty price point, but Ys Origin, if you're looking to go back in time a little bit, $4.99 on that. Then you got Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment and Sherlock Holmes The Devil's Daughter bundle. $4.54 on this is like a low-key great deal. I've been seeing the Sherlock Holmes games go on sale a little bit more often, and I think a lot of people would be pleasantly surprised by them. They're not like AAA masterclass, you know, mystery games, but I think they're pretty well done in terms of the investigative mystery genre. These are well done games from a narrative standpoint. I think they're solid. Sometimes some sections are a little bit infuriating and you gotta look up a guide. At least I did, but you know, your experience might differ as far as that's concerned. But yeah, 2 titles, and to get both of them for $4.50, I think that's a damn good deal. Lastly, we do have 2 deals from the hot deal sale. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition is $3.74. Think this is a fantastic deal for Guacamelee, a really charming action Metroidvania. Very comedic. I mean, you play as a luchador doing suplexes and whatnot. It's a good time. The Metroidvania genre has a lot of competition in top-level games. Guacamelee, I wouldn't say is in the absolute upper echelon, but it's a solid one, and I think the vibe of the game carries it a long way. 374 on that, pretty good deal. And then the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I always go to bat for Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I think it's a really well done, kind of walking sim atmosphere heavy game. Not really, you know, action gameplay or anything like that, but in terms of immersive narrative-driven titles, Vanishing of Ethan Carter I thought was pretty well done, and for this price point, solid pickup, all things considered. Just remember, it's fairly short and not very heavy on action gameplay or anything like that. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals under the price of $5. Links to all of these, as always, in the description box below. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.